So we're not meant to be here. We're not meant to be here. It's just the rest of the community. Safaris. Right here.
So many little tables.
Yo que hice un curso con Borsalino.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí, ¿a dónde? No hice ni idea.
You have a black pen? Spiral or rollable?
Do you have your pen or do you have to go to me?
I've got blue biro, essentially.
Huh?
I've got blue biro.
The black one?
Yes.
It's fine, you can write.
Do I need the one? Don't do it, right? You're reading? Yes. The black one.
I'm the grandfather. I'm the one who's who are you?
Are you going to do No, you're going to be covered. No, this bit you did last time as well. Please, Rabbi. And then you do the ring as well. I'll just do the first two bottles.
So who are the enemies?
Yourself and Rabbi Schiff. Yeah, of course.
Came into my house.
How did he see you?
He's
None. Help. Good. Last night, they ate him this week, another one last month. They give me ate him soon, twice.
Your dad wants to get a pen? Your dad wants to get a pen? Yourself?
You know that if you get a black one, I'm gonna...
You can use blue. It's not
Whilst the Lord was reading, I was married.
It's a beautiful poem.
Yeah.
You're joining. Okay.
He signed the... So from siding to walking to the hook, so most of you have to
I've got keys, I forgot to bring my hand. Unless you've got some. You have someone, you have some hand? Probably if you're rocking it.
was instructing us to rent the super husband off. At the same time, we'll be clean them, and now they count all the assignments over here.
I'm sure I have one there in the black. Pronto la mão.
But the scarf that they can use should work because it's clean. Square, very nice.
We're going to get the pen. I'm going to sign it.
Is that what you're going to write on some of
Yeah, everybody here always is no, because this is in Morocco. Yeah, eventually.
Oh, but Rabbi.
Right? There's a family because this is Morocco.
It's a very good special condition of
Almost 90% of the European come from Morocco. Yeah.
somebody do not to
But he went to a secular school.
Underneath.
And all my other
So I should do here.
On the side of yours or?
Yes,
Well, I don't have both. I don't have both. You never know. You make a difference. Yeah. But the one who went to the school, he's the one. He went to university, he held the one.
Do a line here?
He's the only one who didn't go to
Just a second, no?
Anyway, I say to my kids,
We're good? Husband is here.
Sign this.
Sign your life away, Abby. Come on.
Sign it here.
Anyway, does that go? Let's see you soon.
Yeah, look. She always saying to go through the Sign it on. This person.
It belongs to the shop. Okay. Let's go. Remember, you come inside when you're ready. Yeah?
Daddy. יצחק ולא יעקב. הגדול הגיבור והגדולה העליון, ואומר הזה איתו במקונה ובמלתי אבו, נקרא לבני בני כמעט שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ושומנם, ברוך אתה אדוני, מלך אברהם, וגיבור לאדוני מלבד ברוך השם הרוח, ובן קשב, מלך אני מגד בחיים וגים מלאבים רבים, סומר לו וליבור ובאים ומתין הסולים, ולכו שני אבן מכמו גבל גבולו בבינו מלאק, מלך נביא כמו ימלתי ישוע, ונאמן אתה להרבה ודיבור בת אדוני, מלך ימלתי נדישה, שר וקודש, אבשל לשים לך, ירושה, וכתוב על יד, נביאה, וזרזת,
Ladies and gentlemen, can I ask anyone who is not immediate family, and by immediate family I mean just the grandparents and immediate siblings, to please go in the short. Thank you. Everyone else, please go in. Thank you very much. At the color's request. So please, anyone who's not a sibling or grandparent, please make your way into the shul.
Vamos que me va a dar la manita.
שני, החדר שלך של הסידורים. צד.
Everybody in, please. Only siblings and grandparents. Everybody else in the shul. If you fall under that category, you can stay. Otherwise, please make your way in. Thank you.
Come up with the bailiffs.
Are you sitting on the camera?
He was over there on the left.
bien, fiestas.
Welcome everyone to the formal start of the ceremony. We are going to do something which is an Ashkenazi tradition but is now developed to become a Gibraltarian tradition called the Bedeken, okay, which is essentially a moment where the Khatan will cover the bride's beautiful face with the veil to invoke the pasuk that Rivka was given by her brother and by her mother when she went on to get married, that you should be blessed, have generations and generations come from you. And also understanding that beauty is really within, and beautiful outside but very beautiful inside, and to check that you're marrying the right woman as well. So we're going to ask Avi to cover the Kala's face, Abigail's face, and then we're going to have the parents and grandparents are going to give a bracha to the Khatan and Kala before they go to the Elohim Kefraim Elohim Hashem La 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 Yevarechech Adonai V'yishmerecha Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisra Adonai panav elecha Yasem lecha shalom.
Give you told you some days coming like a Kohen Gadol coming up with the Kodesh of Kippur. You're now Naki B'chol V'chol. You can give the Kodesh today. And you want to come. As happy as she tells me I am. Lovely night.
Madre que no, pero Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we please all make your way back into the Beit Knesset? Thank you so much.
I never replied you. You want to come up there? Yeah?
See what I'm saying?
He goes a bit while they're just preparing.
If I stand over
Before I begin, I would just like to thank again Chief Rabbi Marad Atra, Rabbi Chassid, for giving me the great merit of being able to be Mesader Kiddushin for our child. The Rabbi told me you have to have one prerequisite to be Mesader Kiddushin in Gibraltar. You have to have a connection to Gibraltar. So apparently we qualify. Sabri Maranan Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam borei peri hagefen Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam asher קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על האריות ועשה לנו את הארוסות והטיל לנו את הנשואות לנו על ידי חופה בקידושין ברוך אתה אדוני שמו ישראל על ידי חופה וקידושין We now, Avi will now, we'll pass on to Rabbi Chassid, who will do this part of the service and the giving of the ring. The Adim today are Rabbi Chassid, the Chief Rabbi of Gibraltar, and Rabbi Naftali Schiff, the Rabbi of Jewish Futures in London, to the exclusion of everyone else here.
They're changing it to the proposed chair. What is it going to use? The translation is the name of the trade union is really called the proposal and it's simply ring on the front finger of the right. What do you think? Yeah. Do you want more time to think about it?
קדש הדליק, בלבד זו, חידת אשר בישראל.
It's at this point in the Gibraltar service, to the confusion of a lot of our Ashkenazi guests here, it's at this point in the Gibraltar service that the Khatan will break the glass to remember the fact that despite that we have tremendous joy, the world has not yet reached its tikkun, its perfection. There's still so much suffering and so much darkness in the world. And we remember the fact that we need the Bet HaMikdash as a central hub of the Jewish world in order to make sure that we have a world filled with peace and only love. And only wonderful things which, please God, come from this wonderful couple as they build their home together. We turn to the wonderful choir who will sing Imesh Gachech. Yitzchak, Kazez, brother of the Kalam, to read the Ksuz.
וסימנה טבע ומזלה היה ובשעת רצון והצלחה ברביעי בשבת 4 ימים לחודש טבת שנת 5782 לבריאת עולם למניין שאנו מנין בו פה מטר גיברלתר יכונני העליון אמן איך השם הטוב הבחור ונחמד תפארת בחורים ואדרם אברהם ראובן תנח חתן צוותיו בר כבוד השם הטוב החכם השלם קוד רבי רפאל דוד צוותיו בר כבוד השם הטוב נעים זמירות כבוד רבי משה לוי צוותיו בר כבוד השם הטוב נעים זמירות כבוד רבי רפאל דוד נוחו עדן בר כבוד השם הטוב הישיש ונכבד כבוד רבי יצחק הפרנס נוחו עדן המכונה גרסון אמר לה להיקרה נעימה ילד אבים ילדכן אביגיל בתולתה כלתה דם מנשים באוהל תבורך בר כבוד השם הטוב המשכיל וחשור ביוסף שפתיו בר כבוד השם הטוב המשכיל וחשור בלוי נוחו עדן בר כבוד השם הטוב המוד בלוי נוחו עדן בר כבוד השם הטוב הנבון וחשור ביוסף נוחו עדן המכונה כזס הבלי לאינתו כדת משה וישראל וענה בממרה ובסייעתא דשמיא הפלך והוקיל ואיזון ופנס והסובר והחסי יתיחי כהלכת גורין יהודאין דפרחין ומוקרין וזנין פנסין ומסוברין וחסין יתנה שעון וקושטה ויהיבנה לכי מוהר בתולייכי כסף זוזי מתן דינון 25 מזוזי כספה וחזולייכי מיני ומזונייכי וכיסותייכי וסיפוקייכי ומעל לבתייכי כאורח כל ערעה ושביעת כלתה דם מנשים באוהל תבורך ועבד ללינתו צבי והוסיף לה מדילה תוספת על עיקר כתובתה דה עד תשלום סך 18,000 ליברס אסטרלינס מעות כסף טוב מהמטבע העובר פה מטה גיברלתר יכונני העליון אמן בזו השעה ועוד רס"ר באברהם ראובן חתנה דנס ותיו ונתן לה בערבות קרקע והגבן נתן לה במתנה גמורה גו כתובתה דסך 18,000 ליברס אסטרלינס מעות כסף טוב מהמטבע הנזכר ודני דוניה דהנהלת לקלטת דה עם נפשה מבית אביה ואמה בין בגדים ותכשיטים ושימוש ארז כבימה שרצה וקיבל על עצמו רבי אברהם ראובן חתנה דנס ותיו הכל בשומת סך 18,000 ליברס אסטרלינס מעות כסף טוב מהמטבע הנזכר נמסה סך כתובתה דה כולה עיקר בתוספת ומתנה ונידוניה אילן 3 פעמים חי 1,000 ליברס אסטרלינס מעות כסף טוב מהמטבע הנזכר וקיבל על עצמו רבי אברהם ראובן חתנה דנס ותיו שלא יישא אישה אחרת עליה אלא על פי הרצונה ושלא יוציאנה ממדינה זו למדינה אחרת אלא על פי הרצונה ואם חס ושלום יעבור ויישא אישה אחרת עליה שלא על פי הרצונה או אם יוציאנה ממדינה זו למדינה אחרת שלא על פי הרצונה שיפרע לה כל מה שהחזיק על עצמו ויפטור אותה בגט כשר לאלתר ותנאי זה יהיה מוחזק ומקוים עליו כחומר תנאי בני ראובן ובני גד וכן קיבל על עצמו רבי אברהם ראובן החתן דנס ותיו אחריות חומר כתובתה דה כולה עיקר ותוספת ומתנה ונידוניה אילן עליו ועל יורשיו אחריו ובשיבוט כל נכסיו קרקע והגבות טלטל שקנה ושיקנה כתקנת חז"ל דלא כאסמכתא ולא כתופס דשתרא וקנינו מיד רבי אברהם ראובן חתנה דנס ותיו בקניין גמור משלם מעכשיו במנה תקשר למקניה על כל מה דכתיב ומפורש עליו לאל ונשבע רבי אברהם ראובן החתן דרס ותיו שבועה חמורה בתקיעת כף ובהזכרת השם יתברך קרוי על דעת המקום ברוך הוא ועל דעת כל הנשבעים בשמו הגדול הגיבור והנורא באמת ובתמים בלי מלמה ובעלילה לשמור לעזור לקיים ולשים כל הכתוב לאל מראש והסוף והכל כפי המנהג והתנאי והתקנה שנהגו ושייתנו ושהתקינו להיות ביניהם הקהילות הקדושות המוגרשות מקסטיה זכותן יגן עלינו אמן ויכון ויחוס ויחמון וירחם על שליט בנתתם וישמרם ויצרם יעזרם מה שאומר אמת לעולם מעתה ועד עולם שעל מנת כן נכנסה נדוניה לרשות החתן דרס ותיו בתנאי גמור ומסוים והכל שריר ובריר ואמת ויציב וקיים. הסעירון חסיד צוותיו ניסים יהושע ז"ל, נפתלי זאב בן חיים אפרים ז"ל.
We have the Adim again, please. Rabbi Hasid and Rabbi Yitzchak. Oops. The right hand, please. You want to פשוט מרד ראתה רבי חסיד זה היום עשה השם נגילה ונשמחה בו. It really is a wonderful occasion that the sun came out despite the rain this morning to shine on this wonderful moment. Yosef and Ruth, my dear wife Deborah, Grandma Donna, my mother-in-law, Mrs. Barbara Glynn, my parents, and a shout out to all of Or Israel who are watching from England and everyone else from across the world that is beaming in to watch here today. Of course, it's at this moment that we take a moment to think about those that are no longer with us, particularly to your father, Levi Kasses, and your parents of blessed memory, Yaakov and Moni Almoznino, who I'm sure are here with us in spirit, giving their own personal brachot to the Chatan and Kala min Hashamayim. And of course, more for us, my beloved father-in-law, Mr. Howard Glynn, who passed away barely a year ago. And Avi, as we know, had a very close bond with him. And I'm sure that his presence is felt here today spiritually, as he too smiles from above, giving his brachot to the wonderful couple that stands before us here today. Yezicham Baruch, may their memory be for a blessing, and may they continue to be a Menitz Yosher for all of our community, all of their families, and all of Am Yisrael. Amen. I want to say a very few thank yous, particularly to all the wonderful Israelis that made their way here during COVID and the pandemic. All of your family that came here, I don't know how they got here, but they got here. My beloved sister-in-law and brother-in-law, Abigail and Eli, live in Svi, who really, we didn't think you were going to make it, but somehow you managed to get it here, so kol hakavod. But there's one particular person in the Bet Knesset that deserves a huge thank you. We traveled some 19,353 kilometers to get here. Uncle Yitzchak all the way from Australia, so thank you so, so much. You know, the way our wonderful couple here, Avi and Abigail, came together with such grace, such serenity, really a clear sign that this was meant to be orchestrated by the master conductor from above, a merger from Budaram and Flamenga, which was absolutely seamless. And we know that Rebbetzin Ruti David is watching, and we want to thank her for being the conduit that helped us to get to this particular moment, so we thank you so, so much. You know, our youngest son over here, Shmuel Tzvi, told Avi a few days ago, when I get married in Gibraltar, as if it's a given, that you have to get married in Gibraltar. I'll just say this, you know, you can leave Gibraltar, but Gibraltar never leaves you. And growing up in this very special kehillah, I know that Avi is in excellent hands, marrying Abigail, who comes from a home that's really reciprocal of everything we stand for, a home of chesed, a home of Torah values, a home of learning, a home where they care for every single Jew. And it's deeply, deeply special. It really invokes the idea of Inver Geffen, this idea of an intertwining vine that brings this couple together that the Gemara talks about. And it always bothered me, the question, why are we referring to Chatan and Kala as vines? It's an old age question, but I saw last week, Rabbi Yitzchak Yosef, Chief Rabbi of Israel, who stood here a couple of months ago, he said this, he said that שהגפן אינו עומד בפני עצמו, אלא נדמך תמיד על עצים שקבר קדמוהו. The idea that every grapevine requires a pre-existing structure in order to have a flourishing vine. And I think the idea is that Avi and Abigail, you stand not only independently, but you stand on the shoulders of giants, of your parents, of your grandparents, of your great-grandparents, of your bubbas and zaydas, of your bobbies and abuelos and abuelas, whatever you want to refer to them as, who cried for you to get here, who blazed the path, allowed you to come to this day. And what I want to share with you tonight, this afternoon, but it happened a few nights ago on Hanukkah, third night of Hanukkah. Avi and I had a bit of a moment. We kindled the menorah on top of the piano, and we were holding each other, swaying with the words of Ma'asur, as so many families did across the world. And there were three small thoughts that came to me I'd like to share with them today. During the tefillah that we say just after lighting the menorah, we talk about Hanerot Halalu, and we say, B'chol Shemonat Yemei Chanukah, the entire 8 days of Hanukkah, Hanerot Halalu Kodeshem. These candles are Kodesh, they're holy. En lanu reshut lishtamesh bahem, we can't use them. Ela lirotam bilvad, the only thing we're allowed to do is to look at them, kedei leodot lishmecha, in order to thank God, to thank your name. And it's a very strange thing. What does it mean you can't use them? So the Talmud says you can't count money in front of the menorah, you can't cook in front of the menorah. On Friday night when we make Kiddush, we don't stop in the middle and say, on Shabbat, you can't cook, you can't kindle the flame. Here we're praising God for the Hanukkah miracle, the Hanukkah story, and in the middle of this tefillah, we start talking about halachot. Why is that relevant? What's the connection? And the truth is, and I don't remember where I heard this, Hanukkah has a lot to do with chinuch. It's the same root word, has a lot to do with education. There's a lot of parallels between children and the menorah. B'chol shemonat yemei Chanukah. Elu, these nerot kodeshem hakadosh. Says Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon, Ki ner Hashem nishmat adam, that the fire of Hashem is the soul of mankind. The flames are not just the flames. They are the children. They are the grandchildren. Kodeshem, then they are holy. And nanu reshut lishtamesh behem, we can't use them. We can't big ourselves up as parents and say, you know what a wonderful father I am, what a wonderful mother I am, because look at what children I have. If we do that, we miss the point. Ela lirotam bilvad, the only thing we can do is see them for who they are themselves. And the greatest gift that a parent can give a child is to see them for who they are themselves. And if we do that, then we're moved kedei leodot lishmecha, to thank your name. And I stand really with a sense of humility today, both mommy and myself and your beautiful parents as well. And we can honestly say, me'omak libenu, from the depths of our heart, ela lirotam bilvad, that today we see you for who you are. The wonderful young adult that you've matured to become, with your chayin and your grace, finding favor in everyone, developing in Torah and learning, developing in caring for other people. And it brings us really tremendous deep nachat to be able to see that, and moves us kedei leodot lishmecha, to thank Hashem. The other idea I thought of was this, which I think is particularly relevant for what Abigail is going to be doing in a few days' time. I heard this many, many years ago from the late Chief Rabbi Lord Sachs of England. He said that in Jewish thought, there are 3 times where we find candles. We find them during Hanukkah, where we light candles for 8 days. We find them on Shabbat, when we light Shabbat candles. And we find them after Shabbat, when we have the ritual of Havdalah. 3 specific times in Jewish practice where we have candles. The candles that you're going to light for the first time in 2 days' time, on Shabbat, just before Shabbat comes in, as you usher out the Shabbat, they represent the idea of Shalom Bayit, represent the idea of peace in the home. But they also represent the radiance of the private inner Yahadut Judaism, the inner glow, the inner light of the home that is brought about by the Kiddusha of marriage, the sanctity of marriage, the sanctity of the Bayit, the sanctity of the house. Chanukah, the whole concept of the menorah, are candles that really are supposed to be lit outside. That was always the practice. We had pogroms in Europe, So they were lit inside, but that's really, they should be lit outside. It's an indication of our outward pride of being Jewish, not being afraid to stand up for what we believe in. And the Havdalah candle, which is always a multifaceted wick, is joined up of those several wicks together, represents, I think, the fusion of these two ideas. The lighting of the Shabbat candles joined with the outer light that we bring to the world during 6 days. To live by our principles and to even fight for them if need be. Avi and Abigail, as you start your home together, when we live as Jews in private, you have the opportunity to fill your house with the light of the Shekhinah. And when you live as Jews in public, you can bring that light to the hope of others. And when you bring both those lives together, then you bring light to the world. And if you feel that this is a little bit difficult to achieve and you're hesitant about this, I just leave you with this one story. During the 1940s, when London was being razed to the ground, during the Blitz and the German bombers were coming, there was 2 rules in London at the time. You had to have a curfew and there was no lights out. After 6 o'clock, there wasn't allowed to be any lights. There was one man who didn't manage to get home on time. He was running and the bombings were beginning. And as he ran through the streets at night, he stopped underneath a lamppost and did something which I know you would never do. But he took out a match and put a cigarette in his mouth and he lit it. And he lit the cigarette. And all of a sudden police came and they grab him and they throw him in the car and they take him to prison. The next morning he's standing in front of the judge and the judge finds him £500, which in the 1940s was an obscene amount of money. He said, why are you fining me? He said, you're a fool. Do you realize that at that moment when you lit that match and you smoked, you alerted the German bombers and that whole street was razed to the ground moments after we picked you up? He says, you seriously, my little match is going to alert the German bombers? He says, when a world is so dark, the smallest match can light up the world like a lighthouse. We're living in a dark world. There's a lot of pain out there, there's a lot of suffering, a lot of sorrow. But the combined light that you're going to create in your wonderful home, the light that follows you out of this chuppah, as you take it into your house, combining the Shabbat candles, the Havdalah candles that you light this week, and the Hanukkah candles this year, please God. That imvei gefen, that intertwined vine. You can look at this dark world and you can light your light and really light it up like a lighthouse. It's our collective tefillah and collective bracha here. To really, from all of us here together, all the wonderful energy from everyone here and everyone that's watching online, that Hashem should bless you with a home that is filled with light, that is filled with shalom, shalva, achva, ve'achdut, where you open up your hearts and your home, like the chuppah, which is open on all 4 sides, to those that are needy, to those that are things that people need more than you, right? You put your needs secondary to them. And if you do that, you will be prepared to build that incredible Beit Ne'emar Yisrael, the next brick in that final wall of the Bet HaMikdash. Mirabi, Amen, Amen.
Sit, מכובד ונפס לספור.
Baruch atah Adonai. Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagefen. Baruch atah Adonai. שהכל ברא לכבודו.
Rabbi Yosef Shisha, uncle of the Kala, מכובד with the Sabbath.
Borech atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam.
Mr. Eddie Shine, uncle of the Khatan, Chabad with the fourth brother.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam Asher yatzar es adam b'tzamo B'tzelem demustav niso V'izkin lo memenu b'nyadei al eze adayad Baruch atah Adonai Yotzer ha'adam
Father of the Kala, Chabad with the fifth brother.
sos tasis ותגל עקרה בקיבוץ בניה לתוכה במהרה בשמחה ברוך אתה אדוני משמח ציון
Mr. Sangarson, great uncle of the Khatan, Chabad with the sixth brother.
שמח תשמח רעים אהובים כשמחך יצירך בגן עדן מקדם ברוך אתה אדוני שמח חתן וכלה
Mr. Milgarson, grandfather of the Khatan, Chabad with the seventh brother.
Baruch atah Adonai Adonai Eloheinu Yishama בערי יהודה ובחוצות ירושלים Baruch Ata Adonai. Baruch Shemo Sameach Hechatan Im Hakala.
No. When they go out, they won't be tchuli. Mehera.
Shasha
Are you? Can you do that? It's been a long time. You ready?
סליחה, פרדון.
Guys, I got the car. It's waiting. Vamos. Good job. There you go.